Hi, it's Mims, and today I'm going to go through a couple of things with you. How I diffuse my hair and what I think of the DIFFON Bellissima 6 months on. So, I purchased this hairdryer, like I say, about 6 months ago. At the time I couldn't really find much information about it online, no UK reviews. So that kind of spurred me on to A, try it and review it. That was my first ever YouTube video, which I'll link below. And I just wanted to show you what I think 6 months on. So I'm also going to go over kind of my hair care routine and how I diffuse my hair and talk to you about this great hairdryer. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash my hair. I'm going to use the Faith in Nature Lavender and Geranium Shampoo and Conditioner, which are these. I really like these products. Only the conditioner is actually Curly Girl approved. This one does have some foaming agents in there. Although not SLS, it still has a bit of a surfactant. So it's not Curly Girl approved. However, I don't feel it is in any way stripping. So with moderation, I do enjoy using it. And then I'm going to use the As I Am Curling Jelly as a styler. I'll use a tiny bit of the conditioner just as a bit of a leave-in, and then I will style my hair with this styler. And then I will show you how I diffuse using this diffuser. So I'm gonna head on over to the shower, sort my hair out, and then come back and apply products in front of you. See you soon. So I'm back with super wet hair. I've left a tiny bit of conditioner in my hair as a bit of a leave-in. Really enjoy that with the Faith of Nature conditioner. I think I just thoroughly enjoy the smell as well. It's got a gorgeous lavendery smell, so really into that. I'm now going to apply the As I Am Curling Jelly. This product does actually state to apply it on sopping wet hair, and if your hair starts to dry, to actually dampen it with a little spritzy bottle sort of thing. So this one definitely works well with wet hair, and that's how I like to apply it. I'm going to show you how much I use and just go over that with you. It's a really nice, I thought it would just be gel, but it's got a bit of moisture to it. It's really nice sweet smell, kind of like a packet of like Starburst or something of the sort. So I'm just applying using praying hands. And then using about this much for the other section of my hair, the other side of my hair. Putting it on my hands and just applying using praying hands like this. My hair, like I say, is dripping wet. It is very wet. I'm just going to do the back as well. Just put a tiny bit more for the back of my hair. This I kind of rope at the back because I can't see it properly, but just want to make sure that this product all over, and just make sure I'm getting it at the back as well. Okay, so now it's quite well distributed. I'll use my microfiber towel to scrunch out the excess water. So I'll just show you that, and I'll do all this before I diffuse. Just moving the towel around so I haven't got the wet patches. If you don't have a microfiber towel to hand, just an old t-shirt will do absolutely fine. Just going to do the other side. Get another dry bit. Okay, so I've just got rid of the water that was literally dripping from my hair. And I think that scrunching in with the towel kind of helps the curl formation a little bit, as you can see. Just kind of helps the curl shape a bit that way. So I'm just going to move the towel out of the way. And then I'm just going to go over what I do with my hairdryer. So it's got 2 settings. So this one here, the first one is the 2 dots, which is the higher heat and higher speed. Again, it's not hot, but it's just a bit higher. And then the one dot is the, see if you can see that properly. The one dot is the lower heat and lower speed. Now it doesn't have a cold setting as such, but I tend to use the lower one, and that is definitely cool enough for my hair. Like I say, I've had this for 6 months. After a couple of weeks, I just completely stopped using my other hairdryer. This is really, really lightweight. I find it quite handy. So before I used to have like a traditional hairdryer that would have this part as the tube, say, and then it would still have the handle, so you'd end up holding it like this. And because of the size of it, a lot of the time I'd end up knocking the bottom and knocking the diffuser off. And I just like how you can just hold it here. This is the whole thing. You know, I've seen diffusers that aren't much smaller than this anyway. And then you've got the whole rest of the hairdryer. So I just like the practicality of just holding it like this to dry your hair. So really like that. Mega, mega lightweight. Again, a lot of hairdryers tend to be a bit top heavy. Or more bottom heavy actually, but when you're trying to get into all the different angles like you do when you're a curly or a wavy, trying to diffuse your hair, it's just not the most practical, and it can be a bit heavy, whereas this is, it's just lightweight. You don't have a weird centre of balance with where the weight of the hairdryer is. It's just really nice and ergonomic, I would say. Really enjoy using it. It doesn't have a cold setting, and I know a lot of people, well, some people I've seen that dislike the fact that it doesn't have a cold setting. Personally, I haven't seen an issue with this. I don't use anything else on my hair. I don't use any other type of heat. I never straighten, haven't straightened my hair since I started the curly girl method. Other than one day in lockdown, I got bored and I just straightened my hair just to see how it would feel. It looked odd. I didn't like it. I didn't look like me. And my kid's reaction was, "What have you done to your hair? Why did you ruin it?" I don't use heat in my hair. The only thing I do is diffuse. A lot of the time I don't completely diffuse my hair, so unless I'm showing you something, I'll kind of make a start with the diffuser and let the rest air dry. So there is nothing else that I'll do into my hair. I do dye it, but I tend to just do my roots. There's not really anything that's being done to it. I'm not using very stripping products in my hair, harsh shampoos or anything of the sort. And having exclusively used this hairdryer for 6 months, even though it doesn't have a cool setting, I have had no issues whatsoever. It retails for $39.99 on the Bellissima website, although I have seen it a couple of times at $29.99 from Amazon. Potentially Bellissima also have offers. So it's worth keeping an eye out for those, but I'm loving it. So let me just show you how I use it. So my hair, the lower layers can get a bit weighed down. So this part over here can get quite flattened from the higher up layers. So I tend to focus on those first. It might seem weird to dry that bit of my hair first, but I tend to just stop it getting weighed down while it's cold, while it's wet. So I do that first, and then I'll work through my hair. I try to kind of plop it in and then get it higher up. I think it's called pixie diffusing. Just makes my neck hurt less than being like this. So that's kind of what I tend to do. So let's get started. Before I actually switch it on, I'm going to get my phone out and set a timer so you can see how long it takes me to diffuse my hair. It used to take me, traditionally with my older hairdryer, which didn't have as big a bowl and didn't have these little holes at the top of it. I don't know if you can see them. I'll try and take a picture and just so you can see them close up. Basically, there's little holes at the end of the spikes on the diffuser and they let air out. So I think that kind of helps dry your roots. It used to take me between 35 to 40 minutes, depending on what products I was using with my old diffuser. It tends to be about 20, 25 minutes with this one. But I am actually going to start a timer on my phone so you can get an idea of actually how long it takes. So let's get that. Okay, so I've got my stopwatch. I'm going to start it now and start diffusing. now that I've done the undersides and the bits that tend to get a bit more flattened out, I'm just going to work my way forwards with my hair. I am doing it on the high speed setting just because it's a bit faster. I like to do that when I'm trying to get the bulk of the dryness. Get the bulk of the dryness? You know what I mean. So I'm just going to work my way around to the front of my hair. Okay, so all the underlayers of my hair are dry enough. So if I was just plodding around the house and I wasn't filming a video, I'd probably leave it as it is. I wouldn't scrunch out the crunch. I'd just let the roots and the few bits that aren't dry air dry at this stage. And then when they are completely dry, then I'd scrunch out the crunch. So far, we are 12 minutes in. I'm now going to use the lower speed and lower heat setting just to get the top layers. For this part, I will probably flip my hair over. If I was going to let it air dry, I'd just kind of do this and plod about what I'm doing. Just do whatever I'm doing around the house, leave it for a bit and then flip it to the other side, leave it for a bit just to stop it getting flat at the roots while they are still a tiny bit damp. That's what I'd do if I wasn't continuing diffusing, but I'm going to continue. So what I've been doing is kind of grabbing sections, plopping the diffuser on top and then just getting it back to the top of my head or against my scalp kind of thing. Not super close, but a bit loose there. What I'm going to be doing now is, like I said, lower speed, lower heat, and just kind of going all over and just grabbing the bits that are still a bit damp. Okay, here we go. So I'm just kind of feeling the bits of my hair that feel a little tiny bit damp and just quickly going over those. I am pretty happy with my hair. I think it's essentially dry and I wasn't far off with my production on time. Is it showing? 1944. So yeah, about 20 minutes. Now obviously this will be slightly different. So my hair is quite porous, but it just depends on what products I'm using. If I'm using quite heavy products, it can take longer to dry. I've done it before where I've not really put any products in. I've just left a little bit of leave-in conditioner and just didn't want to go to bed with wet hair, and it dried a lot faster because there was nothing else to it, just the water in my hair. So that does definitely speed up the process. So I'm just going to scrunch out the bit of crunch I have left, which is not much. Oh, it's got the timer. I'm stopping it at 20 minutes, but yeah, near enough. 19, 20 minutes it took me. But yeah, my hair's quite porous. It is quite thick. So there's a lot of hair there to dry. But like I said, it depends on what product you're using as well. So I'm just going to scrunch out the bit of crunch. I never have much of a crunch when fully diffusing my hair. But that seems to be the same with, not depending on hair dryers, not so much on products really. Some products will still leave a little bit of a cast after diffusing, but not that many. So I'm just going to fluff out my roots. Just going to flip the front and do the same. And there we have it. I love the products I've used anyway, but I really, really love this hairdryer. Like I said, after a few weeks, I stopped using my other one altogether. I've now given it away. There's no other hairdryer for me. It's a great price. I have looked at others that are like, oh, swoon. They just look really pretty and stuff, but can I justify the cost? What are they going to do that this one doesn't already do? Like I said, it doesn't have a cool shot, and some people don't like that, but I've been using it for 6 months consistently, not really used anything else other than occasionally air drying when it's hot and such, but I use this once or twice a week for those 6 months. I've not had any issues with it. I think it's a fantastic product. Strongly, strongly recommend it. Yeah. So like I said, my diffusing routine, I tend to not flip my head over too much because, well, it gives me neck ache, honestly. And yeah, I like to try and do other things while diffusing. Don't like wasting time, so obviously not right now, but I'll probably have my hair like this and I'll be reading my book or just trying to do something else to not waste any time. Do you guys try to do anything else whilst you're diffusing? I'm going to add a picture just so you can see the spikes on it, because I don't think they're showing very well on camera, but just so you can see those little holes in them, because I do think that they actually help get in there and dry your roots a little bit. That seems to take forever for my roots to dry, so yeah. I hope you found that helpful. Please do consider subscribing if you're interested in more curly girl content. I'm here for you every Wednesday and Saturday, bringing you lots of products available in the UK and just my techniques and my thoughts. See you next time. Bye.